This is the 2024 Volvo S90 Recharge. Volvo has always had safety at the top of their list when they are building vehicles. And number two behind that is comfort. And wait till you see the inside of this car because it is awesome. Lastly is design. Now, this is a very nice design. I think it is very appealing. It does have a slight upscale look to it, but it is a little subdued. And I believe this is a timeless design. I believe in 10 years, you see this car coming down the road, you aren't going to know that it was a 10-year-old car. But let me get you a little more information about what's powering this S90 Recharge before we go check out the interior. Okay, so let's talk about what is powering this thing. You've got a 2.0 liter turbocharged four-cylinder with an electric drive motor that totals 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. This is tied to an 8-speed transmission that will actually get you 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. The other thing, you will get about 29 miles per gallon with just the engine, and it is rated at 66 miles per gallon equivalent for the electric drive portion. One other thing that we have, and we talked about this being the Recharge, is right up here is where your charge port is located. And right there you have an 18.8 kilowatt hour battery with 38 miles of range. They did only put a 3.6 kilowatt charger in here, so it's gonna take you about 5 hours to charge this up. I wish they really would have put something a little bit more powerful. A 32 amp charger in this would have been a lot better. You would have been able to charge up in about 2 hours. So hopefully that'll be something that they will change in the future. All right, so now that we've heard all the numbers on this thing, let's go check out the size of this trunk. It's got a pretty nice rear end to it, if I do say so myself. And check that out. You got about 13.5 cubic feet in here. Decent amount of space. Got a small little cubby hole right there. And it does give you your charger on this side. Underneath here, you got a pull. Really not much underneath here other than I believe that is the battery. So, yep, that's it. It's pretty deep, but that's really all you have back here. But like I said, I think there's a lot of room in there. I think you can get plenty of stuff in there. Before we hop inside and I show you how beautiful this interior is, go down, click the subscribe button, and go ahead and hit the like button while you're there. That way you don't miss any more reviews from OSR Garage. So let's get inside. Okay, we'll start out, look at the door panel here. And I love the wood grain right here. And then this is a softer leather material here. Got your Bowers and Wilkins stereo system. That was an option on this car, was upgraded from a Harman Kardon system. Of course, you got all of your window buttons right there. Door pocket, it's really not that big. It's not very big, so I'm not sure we're gonna get a whole lot of stuff in there. Now, these are the amazing seats that we were talking about. These seats, I think, are 14-way adjustable. So this, of course, you can go forward, backward, you can tilt and all of that stuff. Same thing with the backrest, you can tilt that all around. So this button, it controls your massaging, it controls this thigh extension, it controls the bolstering here that will go in and tighten, and it also controls your lumbar. And the lumbar can be moved from here, here, or up to here, whatever makes you more comfortable. The seats are just simply amazing. All right, there is the interior, just a quick look, and then we are gonna hop in here and I'm gonna show you things a little closer up. Go across the dash here and you can see this is a really nice material up here. You got stitching all the way across. You do have the heads-up display there. I'm not sure if you can see that real well, hopefully you can. Go across here, we've got the Bowers and Wilkins speaker up there, go on across, and then Down here, we've got the wood grain. You do have a very large glove box. It's huge. And then you go around to the doors, same thing as the driver's side door. And you see how much room is here. All right, now let's go check out this infotainment system right here real quick. This is a Google system, so you do already have Google Maps, XM satellite radio. Some people might be familiar with this. And then you do have an Apple CarPlay app. Of course, you don't have Android Auto because you don't need to connect to Android Auto because you already have Google Maps on here. Thermostats down here at the bottom. You can just click the fan button right here. Well, and that brings up everything right there. So you've got auto and a few different adjustments there, everything across the top, recirculation, fan speeds, and then you have your temperature down here. This is where you have your heated and cooled seats. So you got heated and cooled there. Driver's side, you've got heated and cooled plus a steering wheel heater. So that's awesome. Down here is where you control your stereo. And so you can basically stop and pause. And then you have your track adjustments right there. You have your rear window defroster, your front defroster, hazards. All right, we'll work our way back a little bit. We've got our crystal gear selector that you can see there. It's pretty awesome. And this is pretty simple. Basically, you just push this forward to go to reverse, you pull it back to go to drive, and then when you want to put it in park, you press the button. Pretty simple, pretty nice. Now right here, we do have two cup holders, and they are not very big though. A regular size pop can or something like that's going to fit fine. You might struggle with some of your water bottles. Here is the start button. So the start stop button, you actually twist it to the side and that will turn it on and off. And then you've got electronic parking brake and auto hold. This Recharge does not come with one pedal driving, but what this does have is creep. If you turn the creep off, when you get under about 5 miles per hour, it will just roll to a stop and it will hold you there until you press on the accelerator. Cool thing is you can set this to turn on and start in pure mode all the time. So you can always start off in electric mode. That will give you your best miles per gallon. Actually, it's pretty awesome. You can turn that off and then it will just start up in whatever normal mode you can set, and then you can just reach in and you can turn it on hybrid power, pure, have constant all-wheel drive. Battery usage, if you want to hold your battery, say for later in the day on your way home from work or something like that, then you can do that. You can press hold and it'll just run the engine and not use the battery. Or if you use all of the battery and then you've got more places to go, you can actually click and hit charge. It will then charge the battery as the motor is going and charge you up, and then you can flip it back over to battery later on and get a little better efficiency. So looking at the steering wheel, this is all pretty basic. So this side, this is your volume up and down and your track system for the stereo. And then this is your little trip counter right there. So you can reach over and you can reset that with if you want. But that's pretty much all of that button does. There's not really much menu. Your menu is either nothing or maps. So there's not much to choose from there. This side, your adaptive cruise control, of course, closer or farther away. And then this also controls all of your adaptive cruise. So that sets it, and then you can go up and down. When you go up, it'll go up to the nearest 5 mile per hour. Same thing down bottom. But if you hold it down, it will go up by 1 mile per hour. Same going down. You have your automatic headlights up here, which if you want to do the automatic brights, then you have to actually twist this like that, and then that will automatically do your brights, which you can see on the screen up at the top now with the light symbol with the A in it. And then here is your wipers, and you can adjust the sensitivity of the wipers right there. That's all pretty standard. And of course, I forgot to mention, you do have 2 memory seating buttons there. The driver's display is pretty awesome, and it's pretty simple to understand. Whenever you are accelerating, you're in the power band up here, and whenever you're getting regen braking, it is down below. Regen braking only happens when you press down on the brake pedal. You will get regen braking. It is not one pedal driving technically, so when you release the gas, you will just cruise and you will coast. You won't slow down, you won't get any regen unless it's in hybrid mode. In hybrid mode, it will get a little bit of regen, but not enough that you're going to notice anything. And then, of course, your speedometer is on the left, which is somewhat odd for some people, but I got used to it. Plus, you do have this heads-up display that I used more often than anything else. All right, so last thing I want to show you guys in here is the center armrest, and there is not much space in here, but you do have two USB-C plugs right there and a 12 volt, so that's kind of nice. This, I think, is supposed to be a cell phone holder, but my cell phone is way too big for that. Because you can see it probably just set your cell phone right down in there and stand it up. But yeah, that's not going to work very well. I'm gonna pan around one more time, show you how beautiful and elegant this dash is. And it's one of my favorite cars so far that I've been in. It is just beautiful in here. It's very comfortable and cozy in here. Let's go hop in the back there. And I'm gonna show you how much room there is back there. And if you buy this to drive clients around in, they are going to love it. It is simply amazing back here. You can see I have got probably 8 inches between me and the seat in front of me. It is positioned in my driving position. Height wise though, you're looking at about an inch or so. I'm about 6 foot, so not too bad, but the room in here is just amazing. It is massively huge. This is going to be perfect for companies that like to drive their executives around, pick up special people from airports, that type of stuff. And I will show you why this is actually a chauffeur car. Okay, so here is the door pocket. It's not very big. You probably could get a couple water bottles down in there. That's about it. Here you've got your window control, and then you have a tiny little ashtray for those who decide to still smoke in cars. And there you have the wood trim back here, just like the front. And then this is a little bit harder, but it's still kind of a leathery material, so that's not too bad. You can see there's got a little door sill plate. It says Recharge on it. Look at the massive amount of room in here. As you saw earlier when I was in here, there you've got Bowers & Wilkins speakers in the doors, just like the front. Here in the center, you have heated and ventilated seats, and you also have your, your heat and air back here. You can just press a button, turn that on, you can control everything back here. It's pretty awesome. Down here, you have a 12 volt, and you have 2 USB-Cs. You do have pockets on the back of these seats, but they kind of are a little limited to what you can get in there because this bubbles out, and that kind of restricts what you can get in there. But then again, also look at how much space is back here. All right, now you see all those buttons over there. Let's go play with some of those. So now you guys can see how much room I have in my head. Now it's not a lot. Like I said, I'm about 6 foot, got about an inch or so. But with all of this space right here, I can easily slide down in my seat, relax a little bit more, and give myself plenty of headroom. It's not a problem. Now, let's take a look over here. This is why I call this a chauffeur car, because the passenger back here has this little doohickey here, which controls, what do we get here? You can actually control the seat in front of you if you decide you want even more room. Pretty awesome, huh? What else we get? Oh, look, I can tilt that up out of the way. Pretty awesome right from back here, from this toggle here. Now this one here, see what we get with this one is the window shade, I believe. Oh, there it goes. There goes the sunshade. So we've got that under control. And then the next button over, we can open the sunroof if we want it open. It's pretty cool. Go ahead and close that back up. All right, so that was the front 2 buttons. Now these back 2 buttons are your regular window buttons. And what we can do is With these back here, these are pretty cool. These have shades, and you do, once they are up, you do pull one time, and that raises a sunshade for your window. And you can control that on both sides with this other button here. Now this is the funny one. We didn't know what this was and we pressed it, and guess what it does? That's right, you got a sunshade behind you for the rear window also. That is pretty awesome. And it is super comfortable back here. Way comfortable back here. Now, here you do have a center console. We can pull that down with this handle. Now you can look here. You got two cup holders that pop out right there. They're not really adjustable, but you do have these little grippers that hold things in. This is the downfall, just like the front console. Not very big. Just got some wet wipes and stuff in there, and that's about all you can fit in there. So not huge by any means. But it is very comfortable back here. This is just amazing. Love the steering wheel with the black around the outside and the light on the inside. They did a really good job with that. Kudos, Volvo. And of course, you've got the crystal gear selector, start button. It's just awesome. Just a beautiful car. Very comfortable. The pricing on this S90 Recharge, you can start out with the Plus base version at $66,745. The Recharge Ultimate, which is what this one is, starts out at $72,295, and our tester S90 Recharge Ultimate with the bright theme and $7,000 in options, including the Bowers & Wilkins stereo system with destination fees, comes in at $78,195. So we've been driving this for about a week or so now, and we really do enjoy it. I just don't know how to describe these seats and how they make you feel. They just hug you everywhere, and you can adjust it so many different ways to make these seats fit your body and the way you like to sit in the car. One thing that we did figure out about this car, this is made to be a chauffeur car. So driver comfort, sit in this all day long if you want to. You can drive all day long in this car. And the rear passenger, they can control the sunscreen, the sunroof, all the screens around the windows. The passenger seat, they can move it up out of their way if it's too far back. Whatever they want to do back there, it is just awesome. This car is phenomenal. It's not for everyone, you know, taking in consideration the price of it, but it is a pretty amazing car. And like we talked about earlier, you got 455 horsepower. That is awesome. That is basically going to get you away from anything that you need to, past anyone that you want to, whenever you want to. And just an example, we are going to do a quick little launch right here. We're going to brake torque. Boy, it's really wanting to go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. It does not like to brake torque. We're going to stop real quick and launch one more time, no brake torque. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go. There we go. There we go. 60. There it is. It does push you back in your seat. It's got 523 pound-feet of torque coming from that turbo engine. It's just amazing. And the electric drive motor on this really does a great job. So you won't be disappointed in this car, just so you're aware. Seat comfort, like we talked about already. Driver comfort, everything right here is easy to get to, easy to read, easy to figure out. The driver's heads-up display, easy to see, has everything you need on it. Directions, your navigation, your speedometer. Speed limit signs are on there also. So it has speed sign recognition. All of that stuff is just amazing. So the suspension on this is an active dampening suspension for the front, and you have rear air suspension. That's pretty awesome. You don't see that too much. And I went over some really steep, heavy bumps earlier, and this car just kind of was gliding over them. It was really comfortable, very nice. The steering, you're going around corners and everything. It hugs the road very well. It won't throw your passengers around in the back if you're taking some tight corners and things like that. It just does a real good job of hugging the road. I have not found a downfall on this car except for storage. Storage, it's lacking a little bit. Huge glove box, but there's no storage really in the center console, and there's not much in the rear center console either. Door pockets, you can get maybe a bottle or two in there at the most. Not even sure about that. If you are in the market for a chauffeur car for your company, or you just really like the S90, it is a beautiful car and you got plenty of room back there. So I think this would be a great choice. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. Also, don't forget we do have memberships available down below. You will get to see videos 2 days prior to the launch on YouTube. So hop on down there, help us choose vehicles that you want to see, and I will see you in the next one.